was very
You want to
real.
lock it?
Huh?
You want to lock the door?
We should lock the door. Lock the door, man. 'Cause they act like they don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So this is my episode. I'm here in Atlanta, and I have a very interesting person who has an interesting story, and I would like for her to share some of her nuggets and wisdom. Who do we have here today?
Patti Kim Gill.
Patty.
Yes.
So Patty, if you can describe yourself in one word, what would you say?
Gumbo.
Why you say that?
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, from here, from there, you know. And it's soothing, it's comforting, and unique.
So you got a lot going on. So what has your attention right now? Like out of everything you say you do a lot, you gumbo, you got a lot going on. What has your attention right this second?
My 14-year-old is graduating 8th grade next week, and I am also running this campaign for one of my clients, Ali Carter.
So you say clients. How did you got to tell us how you got to that point. So did you go to school for political science?
Nothing.
Did you go to school at all?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to Curie in Chicago. As a performing arts school.
Okay.
I went to, and I really didn't have any guidance after getting out of high school, but I did go to Daly College after that.
Okay.
Chicago State, and then I ended up going to International Academy of Merchandise and Design. That's where I graduated from, for merchandise management.
So when you were in high school, were you active and everything?
No.
So you wasn't active in high school?
Not really.
Why not?
My mom left me when I was 13. Yeah, my mother's Korean. I don't know how deep you want to go. See what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No,
go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm real
listening.
transparent with
go
it, though.
ahead. Go ahead. We got you. Okay, so you saying she left you?
So I was originally from New Orleans, and my mother and father, my stepfather was very, very abusive. He was black. My mother's Korean, and it was to the point where she couldn't take it, and she brought me and my brother to my grandmother in Inglewood in Chicago.
In the hood.
Dropped in the hood, and she was like, "Okay, I'll be back." Just just until I get back on my feet. She never came back.
Wow.
And then that was my life after that. So my grandmother was a lunch lady at a Catholic church. I was blessed to go to a Catholic church, and I was blessed to have a good grandmother, even though she was my stepfather's mother.
Really? It wasn't even your... Oh.
I'm gonna take it a step further. She was actually my stepfather's stepmother. But that says something about the black community, how we just...
So she really had no reason to do it, but she did.
Absolutely not.
So in that... Thank you for sharing that. So in that journey, do you feel like, how was your mental state? Did you feel like God had left you? Did you feel like...
No, what's crazy is that when I was in New Orleans, because I grew up with witnessing my father beating my mother, and on Sundays, because we lived in a real diverse community, and people would go to church on Sundays, and I didn't go to church. My mother went to a Korean church, but I didn't go because I didn't understand Korean like that. And so I remember getting on my knees and praying, especially when my father was being abusive to my mother, and I would just pray to God. And I learned it from watching a movie with Shirley. What's the little girl? Shirley
Temple?
Shirley Temple. She got on her knees and was like, "As I lay me down to sleep." I learned that prayer from the movie.
From Shirley Temple.
From Shirley Temple. I said that prayer, and I just started praying to God. No one ever taught me. I just used to pray to God, like, can I start going to church every Sunday? I had to be about 11 years old, 10 years old. So it's not until I fast forward till I was an adult, because when I moved to Chicago, my grandmother went to church like 3 times a week. I went to church all week, all day, every day. And it's not until it dawned on me, like, I prayed for this.
And you got it. You did.
I hated church after a while, though. Like, I literally would pray. I would say my stomach hurt, so I wouldn't have to go to church. But then I go to church and they lay hands on me because my stomach hurt, supposedly.
God got a way of doing it.
I know. So no, I didn't think God left me. I think God listened to me. But
He gave you what you wanted.
But I didn't expect it to come this way.
Because we never know how it's gonna look. So when you, with that backstory, you could have turned out a lot of different ways.
Oh,
but but meeting you. You are a lot of energy, a lot of positivity. Where do you draw from? Where do you get that from?
You know what? Sometimes I just think that you're born a certain way. So I do think I was born positive. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I did have some rough moments through high school. I was angry. I was resentful, but I still was somewhat optimistic. Like, I've always been this way. You know, because I think if I wasn't, I think I probably would have gone into a lot of deep bouts of depression or something like that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, because my brother's 8 years younger than me. When my mother left me, she said you're your brother's mother now, so you have to take care of him.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. So I was just thinking about my brother
the whole time. So
Yes.
you that instantly made you more mature and responsible.
I had to like step it up, because my grandmother was old. I'm just thankful that she's letting us live there, right?
Yeah, because y'all could have went to the system.
Exactly. That's exactly what my mother said. And so that's what. Fast forward that I made when I moved to Atlanta. I made my first movie, and that was called Black Korea, and it was based on my life.
We got to go back. Hold on, you jumped ahead. So
Okay.
what? I'm trying to get to the point where, with all of that happened to you, you could have said, I'm not going to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
What made you go into your first career field? Because you gumbo now. You got a lot. What was the first career field you got into?
Well, then I went to barber school.
You cut hair.
Yeah.
How long did you do that?
About 2 years.
And what drew you to that?
At the time, I had a friend. You're young, so I was like 18 years old. And that first year of school, I dropped out because I didn't have anyone necessarily guiding me.
There was no support.
There was no support.
Mm-hmm.
And because for some reason I thought I was going to Clark Atlanta. I have no idea. I don't know where I got that.
Probably Freaknik.
Is that what it?
Probably they were showing that kind of stuff. Like that was popping. Yeah.
I was going to Clark.
That was like 90s, right?
Yeah, it was I graduated in 91.
Yeah, that's Freaknik.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, you
that
saw
makes sense.
Yeah,
okay, I'm glad you're saying
different
that.
world and all that. Yeah.
And I went to Freaknik in 93.
See,
so there you go.
That's why you wanted to go.
There
yeah.
you go. Okay, so I didn't have any real guidance. I initially went to school for architecture, then then the pharmacist.
So you was just jumping around?
Because I wasn't sure. I knew the next thing was supposed to be school,
mm-hmm.
but when no one tells you anything, you don't necessarily have any guidance.
Now, what about the guidance counselors let me fix your thing. Stay right there.
Okay.
There you go. So what about the guidance counselor at the school? Did they ever talk to you?
Mm-mm.
You never remember saying like...
I talked to them, but...
Not for real.
Mm-mm.
So did you ever have a mentor around that time?
I've never had a mentor, period.
Really?
Is that crazy?
Yeah. And I think right now, but fast forward, you didn't have one, but I think that, how would you say you turned out?
I mean, considering what I, have gone through, when I think about it, I shed a tear at times. Like, I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
But, I actually sent a letter to Oprah saying, could she be my mentor? I'm so crazy.
Really?
She didn't respond.
But, that's not crazy. I wouldn't say that's crazy. I just think that's faith, right? And I feel like you have had faith, and I think from what I hear, from what you said, I think everything prepared you to be relatable to people. Because like as you go through stuff, you don't understand why you're doing it, but then people see where you're at now. Oh, I don't know, and they hear a backstory like this person just like me.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward, you went to barber school, pharmacy. When did you get to media? How did that happen?
Well, no. So then I went to.
Oh, I missed something.
It's a lot.
Okay, go ahead.
But I don't want to go. It's too much.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm lying. That's how the story sounds.
No, but guess what? This is why I have it. Like when I interview people, the story takes its own way, right?
Okay.
And I want people to realize, my young students with my nonprofit and just the young professional I mentor, they don't have to have it all figured out.
Okay.
It's so much pressure.
It is.
That people feel like have it all figured out. And listening to you, you had the family situation, no support, and then all of these career stuff. And you never stopped, didn't have guidance, and you still pushed. So I'm just giving context that you was just doing these things, the motivation behind it, and that kind of stuff. So share that.
Okay.
So as you kept jumping, what would make you jump from one career to the other one? Because they're not even related.
They're not related. So it was influence. So I was just happened to be friends with a girl at the time that says, I'm going to barber school. And she was like, why don't you come with me since you don't know what you want to do?
Right. Okay.
Because I had changed majors twice already, from architecture to pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay. So then I go to barber school with her. That's a whole different experience, right?
What did you get from barber school besides learning how to cut? What skills did you get?
Being comfortable, because I was around men all the time.
Okay.
So like right now, someone just mentioned me because there's a barbershop right next door, and I went in there talking. It was like, usually women are uncomfortable,
yeah.
But I was like, no, not at all, because I was a barber, so I was very comfortable. So I think it definitely led some skills with me being comfortable pretty much anywhere. I'll walk in the place not feeling anything.
So that was an indirect lesson you got
Mm-hmm.
and you probably got it quicker than other people because you had to be in it.
Yes.
So the pharmacy, did you ever work in a
No,
pharmacy?
I didn't work in a pharmacy. I just majored in pharmacy.
Okay, what was the next job after barber? What was the next thing you did for a
Well,
living?
I got married.
That's a job.
Yeah, that's the job in itself. Period. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a job, then you became a mother.
I became a wife.
A wife first.
Yes, I was not. I was a Christian.
Okay.
I wore a
Okay.
white dress.
Oh.
I wasn't a virgin, but I did wear a white dress.
Okay.
But anyway, so. But
Okay.
so I got married. I was married to a great guy, great family, and we got married in '98.
Okay.
So I was 23.
Oh, you was very young.
Yeah, I
so
was.
knowing forward what you know now, would you suggest people get married that young or wait?
It depends on what you need in life because I knew I was going to always marry a family man.
Oh, you knew that?
I knew that off because I had been proposed to before.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you turn down a proposal?
Easy.
No.
No. I'm talking about like these are guys from the street. Like I want to marry you.
So
or
it wasn't.
No. I was dating someone that was trying to, but I was like, I knew I didn't want that life. Like a lot of girls that I grew up with they grew up pregnant, teen moms, and you know that whole. And I knew that was never attractive to me.
Because I mean, like if someone's proposing to you, if you're in a relationship with.
Not necessarily proposing. They just thought that we were going to be married.
Oh, okay.
And I knew that wasn't happening. Like I had to escape out of that relationship because I knew I didn't see any future with this person.
So I mean, you was like teenager or 19.
I was young. That whole thing with R. Kelly, that's real in Chicago. Like I was
I
dating
know.
older guys.
Really?
When I was younger.
And
You know?
they knew how old you was.
Yes.
You told them. Didn't care.
It wasn't even something you had to lie about. I'm just saying that thing was that's very real. I think it probably more so in the hood. I think it was just the natural thing. It's people are looking at it now. I mean, when you hear old stories with your grandmother, like it may be someone that was your grandfather met me when I was 15, and he may have been 25.
Yeah.
That was very normal back then.
That was common.
It was common. A lot of people from Chicago are from
We
Mississippi.
know.